Shemai Sitaki Croeso I Chris. Louis, what is cracking, ladies, gents, boys and girls, anyone who is anyone today. Today we're right back at it again with some Skyrim content. For those of you wondering, my intros in Welsh is just Ydw i ddim yn siarad Cymraeg da. I don't really speak Welsh very well, but I am learning, so you know, we are getting there slow and steady. So the topic of this video, as you can tell by the thumbnail, is going to be my top 5 favourite taverns and bars, taverns and inns. You get the gist. Now, I love a good tavern and I love a good bar. The reason being because, for me personally, a roleplay game, a tabletop roleplay game like D&D maybe, you start off in a tavern and it's just a wonderful place to start. You can have a drink, some food, you can meet your friends, your companions before you set off on an adventure that's inevitably going to change or end your life. In Skyrim, however, these taverns and inns, they sort of feel like safe spaces where you can go and sit down and you're not going to get harassed, you're not going to get attacked, you can be by yourself to recover from whatever you've just been doing. You can maybe have a rest and then you can get back to your game. Whenever you see an inn, a tavern, you, the player, are provided with a nice little pit stop where you can pop in, sit down, recover, and then get back to work. So today's video is going to be on, I feel like they're underappreciated, but we're going to be talking about the taverns and inns of Skyrim. Now, my first tavern of Skyrim has to be the Winkin' Skeever in Solitude. Now, it's not just because of the name is fantastic, but I like Solitude as a city. When I first started, I was torn between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks, because I like the Stormcloaks armor better, but I like the Imperials being red. So in Solitude, you've got the Stormcloak armor, but it's red. It's a win-win, probably my favorite city, my favorite pub. When you enter, it just feels welcoming. You know, you got music, you got the barman, you got a mercenary somewhere in the pub, and then it's also got fantastic accommodation upstairs. It's got a creepy little cellar. There's nothing to not really like about the Winkin' Skeever. It's a perfect place to meet up with your companions, discuss your next adventure, and then head off. I love it. You can enjoy a bottle of mead in the capital city of Skyrim, safe in the knowledge that you're probably not going to get attacked by literally anyone because of how well fortified the city is. The next up on the list has to be the Bee and Barb in Riften. Now, the Bee and Barb, it's a weird choice because it looks like it's made out of wood, and honestly, I never realised there was an entrance on the other side of the building. I've only ever entered the building from the rear entrance, so you know, it is what it is. But upon entering, it doesn't feel as safe. You sort of feel welcomed by the two Argonians that run the pub, but it just sort of feels a bit shifty, it feels a bit shady, and I can't help but feel that's because of the Thieves Guild, but it's amazing. It just fits the tone of Riften incredibly well. You got a bedroom on the top floor that you can rent, and then on the ground floor you got mercenaries to hire if you wish to do so, which is perfect for that quest where you have to sacrifice a follower. I also really like how the Argonian bloke just follows you around because he doesn't trust you, and rightfully so. You got two Argonians who are, I suppose, maybe stereotypically quite shifty anyway, and they're suspicious of you. It's great. It is actually really good visual storytelling. So again, you can enjoy maybe a bottle of mead, a bottle of ale in the relative safety of the Bee and Barb. Just make sure that you keep the coin purse in sight because the Thieves Guild are running rampant and they are more than happy to take your belongings. Number 3 has to be Old Hroldan. It's located, it's not in a city, but it's one of my favourites because of the quest that it gives you. If you go in there and you spend a night, maybe not even a night, you just need to sleep, I think, you'll hear a scream, you awaken as a ghost in the lobby, and it gives you an interesting quest, something nice to do. I quite enjoyed it. There's also a strange little pub because it's seemingly constantly empty, nobody actually goes there, and for me, seeing an empty pub just feels like sort of like a liminal space in real life. Saw them Reddit here meme fests.
If you drink
but
too
in
much,
real life,
you're
it's kind
out.
of uneasy.
No
It
drunks.
makes you feel kind of uncomfortable. Like, who actually comes here? Do they have regulars like all the others, or is it just literally just for the odd caravan going past on their way to whatever city, whatever town they're off to sell their goods at next? Old Hroldan, it's pretty plain, pretty boring, but the quest it gives you is pretty good, and that's why it's on my list, because I think the quest is quite different, it's quite interesting, and you know, it's worth checking out just for that. But yeah, that is Old Hroldan, number 3. Number 4 on the list, it's a bit weird because it's in Markarth, but it's the Silverblood Inn. I love Markarth because it is probably one of the sketchiest places you can go. You just don't feel safe. It feels weird upon entering the city, the town, whatever you want to call it. You witness an assassination, and then it's sort of like on edge. You're put on edge. Nobody seems trustworthy, and it's sort of like shifty. The guards sort of talk down to you, and you've been fighting through swathes upon swathes of Forsworn, which have been giving you guys grief anyway. And then you come in here and seemingly there's a Forsworn spy, and it's sort of like odd. So you enter the Silver
What do
Blood
you
Inn,
need, handsome?
and it's still sketchy as anything. You don't really like. None of these people look trustworthy. None of these people seem trustworthy. You know, it's sort of set in what feels like the ruins
How
of
are
a
your
Dwemer
chores
kind of
My
building.
favorite drinking. I've been.
And
Let's
I
get
don't
some
know,
meat.
the pub just seems shifty. You don't feel safe there. And for once, sort of thing,
Too
it's one of them
lazy to
inns
give
where
him a
you
drink
genuinely just
yourself.
don't feel
You
safe.
want a drink?
You don't feel safe. You don't feel comfortable.
I should
You
remind
sort of
Clever
expect to be
to clean
attacked
this
at any
place
given
up.
moment. You know, the only real saving grace is that you, as the Dragonborn, you can absolutely tear everyone in there, limb from limb. Not even the bed you can rent looks comfortable. I don't really get why you'd ever want
How
to
are
come
your
into this
chores
inn, the
coming,
Silver
my
Blood
son?
Inn, especially when
Today
if
I've
you
cleaned the linens,
encounter a
washed
certain little
floors, and
mining
checked in
town,
on all
mining
our-
village, a mining settlement. The Silverblood mercenaries are giving the guys a lot of grief because they, as Bretons, they're just getting shafted by everyone. The Nords don't like them and the Forsworn don't like them. So, you know, you come into this inn and you sort of expect to be uncomfortable, but it does genuinely feel uncomfortable, and I love the Silverblood Inn for that. So, oddly enough, the Silverblood Inn is number 4 on my list because at the end of the day it just feels uncomfortable and I don't feel safe going in there. The only saving grace again is that because my Dragonborn is a werewolf, I can literally transform and just kill everyone in sight. It'll be perfect, and I'll probably level up. Win-win. Chicken den. Now, number 5, my final favourite
What do you need,
in
handsome?
tavern, whatever you want to call them. There is a difference, I just don't know it. It has to be the Bannered Mare in Whiterun. Whiterun is my favourite place in the map, in the game, I suppose. Favourite place on the map in the game, and the Bannered Mare is one of my favourite inns. It is probably my favourite inn. And the reason being is because this is where you meet Ulgard, the Unbroken, I think that's her name, and she is probably one of my favourite followers. She's a big ginger Nord woman, and I love that, I love her. And it's just a fantastic inn. You got a real good sense of atmosphere, and you sit down and there's people enjoying themselves, and you get that weird sort of Red Guard mission where you have to find a Red Guard woman, and it's just cool. It's so cool. It's so fun. It's so interesting. It's a lovely little pub kind of thing. And obviously you've got upstairs accommodation. But you got like one of the nicest rooms. Is it the only room? I think it might be. I can't remember. But I just love the Bannered Mare. It's such a great place to be. You know, you get a really good companion out of it. You get to do what, like 1 or 2 quests. Well, you can get bounties off the barmaid, but you get to do like an interesting quest. It's just a fantastic place, and it's right at the start of the game, so you're thrust into things to do. And what's not to love about that? Like speaking about the thing itself, it's not like out of the ordinary. It's not like special, but it holds a special place to me, probably because of nostalgia. But yeah, you know, that's probably number 5 on the list. My favourite tavern and inn has to be the Bannered Mare in Whiterun. And without further ado, those are my top 5 favourite inns and taverns around Skyrim. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this one. For the next Skyrim video, I was hoping to do more of like a video essay. I say a video essay, it's not going to be 40 minutes long. But I was going to look into specific things rather than doing top 5s, see how they do. See if, you know, people are interested in that sort of thing. Because there are loads of different places that I quite like in Skyrim in particular that I feel they deserve more than like number 4 on the list kind of thing. They deserve a video dedicated to them. As it stands, I got 2 videos in mind, and those 2 videos for me are quite interesting because there are things I love about Skyrim, things that I find incredibly interesting, and things that maybe I'd incorporate maybe into like a D&D campaign, that sort of thing, stuff that I'd love to take out with me, take out of the game. And as an author, as somebody who would love to write fantasy one day, it's sort of things that I could take inspiration for in my own writing, because the word I used wasn't even a word, it was just a sound. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do what you want to do. I'm not gonna force you, I'm not gonna make you. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. So without further ado, guys, make sure that you live, laugh and love. Hopefully you'll have a lovely day, a lovely life, a lovely week, a lovely whatever, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. So yeah, live, laugh, love. Take care, guys. Ta-ra.